Hi everybody, today's video is a little bit different than what I've been posting before because I want to talk about something that I'm really passionate about, closed captioning. Before we begin, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more. For those of you who don't know what closed captioning is, closed captions are subtitles that you can turn on and off on video content. It's essentially an accessibility tool, so what that means is it exists to allow as many people as possible to enjoy and use the content. A pretty common use case is for people that are deaf or hard of hearing. They literally cannot hear the audio from a video, so they need to get subtitles, closed captioning, to understand what the person in the video is saying. Another example would be maybe you are somebody that can hear and you're in a public space and you don't want to have your earbuds and you don't want to have your audio blasting from your phone. So you turn off your audio and you turn on the closed captions, so even though you can't hear it, you still know what's going on. Another use case, I guess just my personal experience to share, is for people like me who can hear but have audio processing issues. So I have trouble understanding speech. So when people are talking to me, I might hear the words, but takes me a while to understand what the words are, or I might never even understand the word unless they say it a different way or someone explains to me what's been said in, a more clear fashion. I have trouble with music lyrics, and I never know the lyrics in songs, because I can't hear words. I just hear the music, the tune of the song. So I like to watch all of my YouTube videos, all of my Twitch streams, all Netflix, Hulu, everything with subtitles. It makes it easy and accessible, and it allows me to process the information faster. It basically brings me up to speed to where people that can actually hear and understand what's going on, like their level of processing. Without further ado, I guess we should cover the two different types of captioning, actually 3 different types of captioning that you can do for your videos or for your stream, TikToks, shorts, or even your Zoom calls. I just want to cover them in the beginning, and then there will be chapters in this video so you can click ahead to what is more suited to your needs. So the first type is what's called open captioning. So open captioning is like what you see on a lot of TikToks. I'll try to put some examples up somewhere here, where you have this automatic closed captions generated from like the Google computer or something. So while you're talking, it creates the text for you. It shows up on your screen, baked into the video. So, when you save your video and upload it elsewhere or show somebody, the text is on the video, all right? That's open captioning. The other type of captions are called closed captioning. That is something like is available on this video. If you look, it should be down here. There should be a little button. It's like a square with 2 C's on the inside, and that stands for closed captioning. If you click it, the captions will show up right around here on the screen. And these are different because you can actually click the settings cog on this video and adjust the captions to look a way that suits your needs. Some people might need low contrast text because too high of a contrast hurts their eyes. Some people might need high contrast text because their vision isn't as good as it used to be, so in order to be able to read the captions, they need it to be super high contrast. So the benefit of having closed captioning over open captioning is that closed captions allows the user to adjust the settings to suit their needs. And of course, as we know, everyone has different levels of hearing, of vision, different things that they need so that they're able to consume the content, right? So I think that closed captioning is way better than open captions. However, open captions are better than no captions. I guess to begin, let's start on a platform basis. And I did take some notes, so I will be kind of consulting my notes while I talk so I don't forget anything. I did mention you can adjust the settings for closed captions on YouTube videos. You can also do this on Twitch. In terms of YouTube, there are 2 types of captions that are actually available to us to use for closed captioning. There are automatic captions. This is what happens when you upload your video, you set the language that the video is in. For me, it's English US, right? And then after the video is done processing, it will actually figure out when you say different things, create the closed captioning track, and automatically publish it to your video, even if your video is not public yet. So what's good about this, obviously, is that it saves a lot of time. You know, many people will just automatically caption their videos and call it a day. And that's not good enough. I don't want you to think it's bad either, because, you know, you have captions and that's obviously better than nothing. However, you can make them even better than that. It's so simple. You just do the same thing. You upload your video, you select the language, you do the automatic closed captioning. Then all you have to do is go to your subtitle tab in YouTube Studio. You click the languages, and then you click duplicate and edit for the captions. The reason that automatic captions are not the best is because they are riddled with grammatical errors, with typos. Sometimes the caption service doesn't understand what word you are saying, so it gets really confused. So better than just uploading the automatic captions, you should be editing them. Add in the proper grammar and punctuation. It's actually so helpful for many people if you just add in a couple commas where there need to be commas, periods where there need to be periods, you know, capitalize the first letter of a sentence and a proper nouns. It just makes it better. If you do that, it doesn't take too long. You'll get the hang of it, and you'll come out with a video that now is able to be accessed by so many more people. What you do when you just use the automatic captions is you end up limiting your audience to only people that are able to decipher whatever mistakes have been made in the automatic captions. There's actually even another benefit to doing that, and that benefit is from a creator standpoint. For search engine optimization, YouTube will actually pull information from your closed captioning track and use it to boost your video. So, you know, if you are talking about Fortnite or something, and in the captions, you know, or in the video, you're saying Fortnite a lot, or Fortnite build tools, or, you know, you're doing a tutorial, it will literally scan your closed captions for keywords and use that to boost your video. So you should care because of the accessibility, but there are actually other benefits as well to creating closed captioning for your content. And I guess also something to cover is some of you may have a question of, well, what if I want my captions to be pretty? What if I want to do open captioning and have the captions on my video? Like, what if I want them to match my branding with a cute typeface or my brand colors, you know, something fun? And I guess my answer to that is you can do that. Just know that if you aren't going for something that is most legible, like, I'll show some examples here of what I deem to be most legible typefaces, backgrounds, and text color combinations and stuff like that. If you stray from this, you're likely to lose some people. Some people will read your cute text and they'll see your cute text, they'll not be able to read it. Other people will be able to read it, you know, but just know that it's not going to be a one-size-fits-all solution. So if you do want to have pretty captions on your videos or animated, you know, whatever you want to do, you can do it, but continue to do the closed captioning in addition to your open captions. Open captions are cute. I know the animations are cute, the colors are cute, but they're not accessible. If you're curious on how to know if somebody has used automatic closed captioning or manual closed captioning, if you look at any video on desktop on YouTube, you will see the closed captioning symbol right below the title for videos that have had manually edited closed captioning. So if you ever are like, you know what, I can't even be bothered with videos that don't have this, it's too hard for me, like, to read or understand what they're saying, just look for that symbol and you're good to go. I also want to go over how you can set up closed captions for your live streams on Twitch. It's actually super easy. There's a few different ways you can do it. So for closed captioning specifically, there's an OBS plugin called OBS Captions plugin. It's pretty direct. I'll link it in the description below. This works for Windows and Linux. I did have issues in the past when I had a computer with an AMD graphics card. It wasn't working for some reason. It does work with my current NVIDIA graphics card, so something to try, like, to test out, but I have other options for you if it doesn't work. But the thing about this plugin is it's super easy to install. Once it's installed, it automatically transmits the captioning data to your stream. This actually works for YouTube live streams as well, by the way, sorry. Twitch and YouTube live streams, this is the solution. I will try to drop a tutorial as well on how to set that up in the description. Now, if it doesn't work for your computer, your setup, you can do open captioning. Like I said earlier, with open captions, you have to be careful on what typeface you choose, what colors you choose, because, you know, some people are colorblind, some people need high contrast, some people need low contrast. There's all these different factors, and so you want to go for something that's going to be as beneficial to as many people as possible. Okay, so I am editing this video and I realized I completely forgot to show y'all any website to create open captions on for your stream. So this is one of the options, and there are many that you can look into, so feel free to investigate, of course, but this is one that many of my streamer friends use. It's called Pixel Chat. And sorry I don't have a face cam on screen right now. I'm literally so greasy and disgusting because it is the next day, and I was like about to post this video and realized I was missing a whole section. So sorry about that. Let's get into it. So with Pixel Chat, I actually logged in with Twitch. That's how you make the account. There is a paid version, but you do not need to pay. You can use the free version in order to do the captions. I basically just went to the website. I just clicked login. I clicked Twitch. It loaded me here. And what you do is just click start. See what happens. Maybe I need to... This is actually a Firefox issue. I'm gonna test in Chrome and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back with Chrome. Let's see if this works because I know I've used this before and that was weird. All right, so yeah, it does look like it doesn't work with Firefox. So something to keep in mind if you're going to use Pixel Chat and possibly other open captioning overlays for your live streams, they may be browser dependent. So right now we are using Chrome to access this. It worked immediately. And now what you'll do, once you get this working, as you can see here, you can see that the live captions are populating. You will click Open Overlay. You'll take this URL and you'll go into OBS. Okay, sorry for the, you know, crazy OBS situation here. But you go into OBS, you'll click the plus, you click Browser, and this is where you're gonna type in open captioning or whatever you want to call it, the layer. You drop that link we just got from Pixel Chat into this window, and now, and now the captions are showing over my display capture. And here I can actually edit what things look like. So I can change the text size, I can change the text color. I think sticking with white is probably the best move. As well as the font face. They have a lot of options here, and I know some people swear by the open dyslexic typeface. I haven't actually seen definitive research on if this is easier to read for people with dyslexia, but I personally find it hard to read. My rule of thumb is to stick with sans serif typefaces like Mukta here. Make sure the background color contrast your text. So if you do want to go with a dark color text, make sure the background color is light. All right. And if you go with a light color text, make sure the background color is dark. And you can also turn on settings like italics while processing. So yeah, and then you can even update your name so that if you have other speakers, because there is functionality in this captioning service to add other speakers, so you can have multiple people here start on the same captioning service, which is awesome. You just click invite user, you get a link copied to your clipboard, you paste it in Discord or wherever you're talking to them. And then if you're doing a stream with other people playing games and stuff, everybody's voices will be captioned. So this is the benefit to using something like Pixel Chat for open captioning, is you get captions for every speaker, even when you're not, you know, on the same stream setup. So that is definitely worthwhile. And yeah, I guess on to the next section. I just wanted to share this tool. It is the WebAIM contrast checker. And so the way you use this is these are different accessibility, like levels of accessibility that you should pass for web design. But this applies to everything, graphics, even closed captioning, stuff like that. So if, for example, I decided I wanted to do this like dusty mauve text color, okay, the text color, foreground color, text color, and I wanted to have that over a black background. It shows me a preview and it says it passes for the AA test, it fails on the AAA. If you use larger text, it passes on both accounts, And in terms of like little graphics or whatever, it passes. So what you should know here then is not to use thin text if you're going to use this for your captions. Definitely pick something that's bolder, make the text larger. If I did something like this, like say it's this dark gray on black, it fails on, oops, sorry. It fails on all accounts. And so if this happens, you do not want to use this for your captions, okay? This is a no-no. Another example, you might pick this mint green on white. I can't read that and it fails all of the accessibility tests. But if you pick, you know, even a slightly darker green, oh, it still fails actually. It passes with large text on this color, you know, but it fails on other accounts, so it's probably not the best choice. The safest bet, as per usual, y'all, is either black text on a white background, it passes completely, contrast ratio 21:1, or white text on a black background, this will pass all the time. I would stick to something like this. And this also goes for things like TikTok or YouTube Shorts. If you want to do text not on a background, but with like some sort of outline or stroke, same thing, make the stroke thick so that it stands out and acts like a background. Link to this tool is in the description. Again, everything I mentioned in this video will be linked in the description. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to drop a comment. The next topic is TikTok and YouTube Shorts and that sort of like short form content. TikTok actually does have an automatic captioning system, but they're really weird about pushing out updates. Like sometimes some people have it, sometimes other people don't. It's not reliable. So if you have it, use it, it's great. I know they have closed captioning and they have open captioning. Remember, when you do open captions, you want to make them as legible as possible. The closed captions are kind of like whatever the TikTok default setting is. You have to just use it, and that's also fine. With Shorts, the situation is different. YouTube does not have automatic captions for Shorts, so you will need to make your own captions. I followed a very specific tutorial for Premiere. That's the video editor I use. So if you use Premiere and want to know how to do that, I will drop the link below to the video that I watched. It's this one, and it's really easy to follow. Remember to make your text one of the ones that are like easy to read with a thick stroke or outline, high contrast, and yeah, make the text large enough, because if you make it too small, no one can read it. If this video was helpful for you in any way, shape, or form, please give it a thumbs up. Definitely subscribe for more. Again, I know this is different from my usual content, but I care so much about accessibility, and I also really care about sharing information. So if y'all like this and want more tutorials from me, I would love to do more. So definitely leave a comment down below if you have questions about how to do any of the things I mentioned. If you have suggestions for future videos, anything, feel free to drop a comment. Otherwise, I'll see you next time.